So we have fat loss in 5 minutes. You're going to lose fat in this next 5 minutes. So please watch and let's get going. So why you want to lose fat? Why do you need to know that? You need to write that down. So if you're on this, get pen and paper. This is how you're going to lose fat, and this is going to how you're going to keep it off forever. Right? You're going to write down why do you want to be lean. All right. What is the reason you are lean and you want to be lean? Okay. You need to name it as because you feel insecure, you're overweight because of your family, and you're just, you want to change that pattern. Write down something that's going to drive it towards you. Keep it to yourself and actually write down the true, honest answer. Don't go around it because no one else is going to see it. Write it down. Number 2 is what meals you enjoy. Figure out what meals you like. If it's burgers, fine. If it's steak, great. If it's certain chicken, it's fine. Write down some meals you like. Change the ingredients of those meals to really high protein, and they're homemade meals. And then go for the better quality meats, etc., because you're going to get better nutrients in there, and you're going to make sure you get the right protein per day. And it says protein. If you are a woman listening to this, you should be aiming for about 90 to 110 grams of protein per day at a minimum. For a guy out there, 120 to 150 grams of protein per day, and you want to make sure you switch the protein sources up. You don't want to just keep having chicken, white fish, prawns. You want to have those, but you're also having steak, beef mince, salmon, different things, loads of eggs, these kind of things. Stick to those and implement them into meals that you enjoy, not just random meals. For me, I can eat meat and then I had fruit afterwards. That's me. That might not be for you. For the most of the people listening to this, that's probably not going to be you. You're going to might need a little bit of change up. So find the meals you enjoy, home make them. Maybe cook two or three of cook the same thing, but cook 3 times the amount. Keep it in the fridge so you're prepared. Lack of preparation, you're going to then fail eventually. Cheat meal, social days, and holidays. Then you need to make sure on those days, for example, a cheat meal, you have it once a week. You then have it on a Saturday, for example. You have a meal of your choice. If you're out in a restaurant or whatever, that's fine. If you're doing a short period of fat loss, like a 6-week period, I normally have the cheat meal at home because it still reduces even more calories, even though it's a cheat meal, and I find it's better quality, right? If you're not on like a kind of fat loss phase and you want a cheat meal, go to a restaurant, enjoy the meal, have what you want, enjoy. One thing I will say is try and avoid fried food because, to be honest, it's just horrendous. Regardless if it's a cheat meal, it's still horrendous for you. Just go for the more carbohydrate, higher quality restaurants. Don't eat poor quality food. That's really important to understand. The next one in here and the final one is training, community, and check-in progress. Make sure you're training correctly. A lot of people actually will say to me, I've tried losing fat before. I've went to the gym, I've done all these things. And what I find is their actual training they're following is ridiculous. They're training all the time. They're training incorrectly in terms of the program they're following, which then makes as a negative spiral because when you train incorrectly or too much or whatever that may be or wrong, your food pattern is sometimes your cravings are higher, and then you have higher cravings, then you eat more, and then you think you have to train more, and it's a vicious cycle to the point where you eventually give up over and over again. You need to understand that. Your training is and your nutrition and your lifestyle work hand in hand. You can't just have smash training and eat average. You can't just eat well and then have terrible training because these things will mess up your fat loss journey. So, and also make sure you're checking your progress as you go. So that is really important because if you're not checking your progress, if you're on a fat loss journey, obviously check your weight. That's going to be a good metric. If you're on a thing where you're trying to get stronger, check your weights that you're lifting, but check them more on like an 4 to 8 week period. Don't hyper obsess every time you lift because what you'll find is you can injure yourself, and some days you're not feeling as good. You might end up, as I said, injuring yourself and overdoing it. You want to be looking at those main lifts, your deadlifts, your squats, your overhead presses, your lunges, and your running, as an example, as main metrics of progression. You want to have a set distance for those things. for your running, for example. And then for your lifts, you want to just build up the weight over time, but you also want to lift better. Just because you're lifting the same amount, you might be lifting faster or with better technique. That is also a sense of progression. So keep that in mind. I hope that's helpful. Screenshot these things and take some notes on it, or even listen to this again. It's literally 5 minutes. So it's 5 minutes of helpful information that can really change your life if you stick to these principles. Hope that's helpful. If you get any questions, comment below and ask me, and I'm more than happy to make a video of your choice. If you've got to this point of the video and you want me to answer a video for you, comment below and I will make a video for that specific question.